Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, where we spill the tea, decode the drama, and get into everyone's business, respectfully. And today, we need to talk about Riverdale, because if you thought the show itself was wild, the behind-the-scenes tea makes those neon-soaked storylines look like child's play. When Riverdale first premiered, it had that perfect formula, a moody teen drama with a comic book twist. It looked like the next big binge watch, and for a while, it was. But what we didn't see on screen was how chaotic things were getting off screen. Scripts that made zero sense, filming schedules that pushed the cast to their limit, and a whole wave of rumors that followed them years after the show ended. And now, the cast is finally speaking out, and the truth is honestly juicier than the show itself. Let's start with the mess that brought Riverdale back into the headlines. The hookup rumors. Recently, KJ Apa dropped some eyebrow-raising comments in an interview, implying that teen drama sets are basically breeding grounds for cast hookups. And of course, fans instantly ran with it, because who doesn't love a scandal, right? Suddenly, everyone was convinced that behind the neon lights, the cast was secretly dating left and right. But guys, Madelaine Petsch was not here for it. On Call Her Daddy, she laughed off the rumors and got serious for a moment, saying she never hooked up with anyone on set. Her exact words? She wouldn't touch a single cast member with a 10-foot pole. She even turned it into her own TED Talk moment, repeating it again and again just to make sure people got the point. And honestly, that's what makes this so messy. On one side, you've got KJ hinting at hookups like it was some open secret. On the other, you've got Madelaine shutting it down completely. So which is it? Was KJ exaggerating for the cameras? Or was Madelaine trying to protect the cast from looking messy? Either way, the internet ate it up. Because let's be real, nothing gets fans speculating faster than the idea of co-stars sneaking around behind the scenes. Okay guys, let's talk about the actual storylines, because even the cast admitted they were beyond absurd. On Call Her Daddy, Madelaine Petsch spilled about some of the most ridiculous plots she ever had to act out. One of the worst? She spent an entire season talking to her dead brother's corpse, which had been sitting in a wheelchair for 4 years. Like, how is that even a thing? She literally had to wake up in scenes, pour him tea, and act like this was normal. And then came the moment that broke her. Madelaine said she told the writers one simple thing: whatever you do, don't make me shoot lasers out of my hands. And what did they do? In season 6, she's floating in the air like Scarlet Witch, blasting lasers at a comet that's about to wipe out Riverdale. A comet, guys. A whole comet. And I don't know about you, but can you imagine being a trained actor, showing up to set and being told, okay, today you're going to cry, float, and fire lasers into space? Like, how do you even keep a straight face? Honestly, no wonder fans started memeing the show. But here's the thing. It wasn't just fans laughing. The cast themselves felt the sting. Lily Reinhart admitted it hurt when people called the show a joke, because at the end of the day, they were still actors pouring themselves into their work. Imagine giving 12-hour days on set, only to have Twitter drag your show into oblivion with memes. Camila Mendes, though, came to its defense. She said, look, comic books are supposed to be weird. If audiences can accept a talking raccoon in Marvel, why can't Riverdale have witches, cults, and comet lasers? And you know what? She kind of has a point. Cole Sprouse, on the other hand, kept it brutally honest. He said that by the end, it felt like rolling dice. You never knew if an episode was going to land with fans or completely flop. And guys, that's probably the most accurate description of Riverdale ever. One week it was so bad it was good, and the next it was just bad. Now, if you thought the storylines were bad, the production itself was a whole other level of chaos. Casey Cott, who played Kevin Keller, revealed that sometimes the cast would get their scripts just a day or two before filming. Like, imagine showing up to set and only then finding out your entire storyline for the week. Stressful doesn't even begin to cover it. Camila Mendes even admitted she once performed an entire musical number without fully understanding what was happening in the scene. She literally sang her heart out with no idea how it tied into the plot. And Madelaine added that there was rarely time for rehearsals or even proper discussions with directors. It was just go, 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 no matter how confusing or last-minute things were. And honestly, guys, how are you supposed to give your best performance when you're basically winging it? When the schedule is that rushed, it's not about talent, it's about survival. That explains why the show sometimes looked messy, because the cast was just doing their best to keep up. The cast described it as a treadmill they could never get off, constantly running, constantly working, but never feeling fully prepared. Some of them admitted that by the later seasons, they were just improvising their way through entire episodes. And here's the kicker. This wasn't just a Riverdale thing. The CW has a reputation for this kind of chaos. Fans of The Vampire Diaries will remember that cast spilling the tea too. Brutal filming schedules, last-minute rewrites, and barely any downtime. So when you put it all together, it's not just Riverdale was messy, it's CW shows were built on mess. And honestly, it makes you wonder, was the absurdity of Riverdale intentional, or was it just the result of an overworked cast and crew trying to make the best of an impossible schedule? Alright guys, now let's talk about something even messier than the scripts. The money. Back in 2020, Vanessa Morgan broke the silence and revealed she wasn't being paid equally compared to her co-stars. And she didn't just stop there. She called out Hollywood for constantly portraying Black characters as stereotypes. The angry one, the sidekick, the background character who never gets real depth. Her tweets went viral because she wasn't just speaking for herself, she was pointing at a pattern. A pattern that's been happening in TV for decades. And she said, point blank, "I'm not being quiet anymore." Honestly, that moment was powerful. And she wasn't alone. Bernadette Beck also hinted that her character was basically written in to check a diversity box, but not developed as a real human being. Like, imagine being cast on a hit show, only to realize you're not there to tell a story. You're there to fill a quota. And guys, that's heartbreaking. And the wild part? This wasn't just Riverdale. The CW has been called out for this before. Nina Dobrev revealed that she wasn't getting paid the same as her male co-stars on The Vampire Diaries. Kat Graham later shared that she often felt her character was sidelined in ways that were straight up frustrating. So when you put all these stories together, you see a bigger picture. The CW built its brand on glossy teen dramas with fast-paced production. But underneath, the actors were exhausted, underpaid, and in some cases, straight up disrespected. And guys, it makes you think, was the network more focused on flashy aesthetics than actually taking care of the people making the show? Because while fans were glued to the screen, the people behind the neon lights were fighting battles that most viewers never even knew about. Before we jump into the cast rebranding, we need to pause and talk about the emotional weight this show left behind. Because it wasn't just about long hours and bizarre storylines, it was about the mental health strain too. Lily Reinhart admitted that the constant internet jokes and memes actually got to her. Imagine pouring your soul into a scene only for it to be clipped, posted on TikTok, and laughed at by millions. That kind of ridicule chips away at you over time. Cole Sprouse was also honest about how burned out he felt. He said that after a while, it didn't feel like they were making art anymore. It felt like they were just part of a machine that needed to churn out episodes, no matter the cost. And Madeleine? She said she often felt frustrated because she wanted to fight for better storylines, but didn't have the power to change anything. And guys, that explains so much about why they're all choosing roles that are completely different now. It's not just a career move. It's self-preservation. Walking away from Riverdale wasn't just about escaping the chaos, it was about protecting themselves. And honestly, they wasted no time rebranding themselves. Cole Sprouse dove headfirst into darker indie films. Lily Reinhart started taking roles that highlighted her emotional range, and even began branching out into producing. And Madeleine? She's been vocal about leaving the Riverdale stamp behind, stepping into projects that finally let her show her range. For them, it wasn't just about the next job, it was about rewriting their image in Hollywood. They didn't want to be remembered only as part of a show that became a meme. They wanted to prove that they were serious actors who could carry stories way beyond a neon-lit small town full of witches, cults, and comets. And guys, you can really see the difference in how they're being received now. Instead of, "Oh, that's so-and-so from Riverdale," people are starting to say, "Wow, that's a powerful performance." That's the shift they were fighting for. But the wildest reinvention? That belongs to KJ Apa. Out of nowhere, fans discovered a bizarre TikTok account under the name Mr. Fantasy. The clips featured a man in a wig faking a British accent and just serving pure chaotic energy. At first, people weren't sure, but then the tattoos matched, the smirk matched, and suddenly everyone knew. Mr. Fantasy was KJ. And babes, he's not doing this halfway. Mr. Fantasy already has a viral song climbing the Spotify charts. He's landed a collab with Chipotle, and the internet cannot get enough. Some people think it's KJ setting up a whole new music career. Others think it's for an upcoming movie role. And a few think it's just him being unhinged and having fun. Whatever the case, it's working. People are obsessed. And honestly, it shows just how far the cast has come since Riverdale. They went from surviving rushed scripts and impossible schedules to fully owning their identities, experimenting, and chasing projects on their own terms. Whether you love the chaos or cringe at it, you have to admit, they're finally in control. Anyway, babes, let me know what you think. Do you feel like the cast has finally broken free from the Riverdale shadow? Or will the chaos always follow them no matter what they do? Was the show unfairly criticized, or did the cast deserve way better from the start? And seriously, what do we even make of Mr. Fantasy? Iconic rebrand or total fever dream? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and send this to that one friend who lived for Riverdale. Because whether you loved it, hated it, or just watched it for the memes, one thing's for sure, Riverdale will always be unforgettable. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, babes!